Hey there, I'm Marina Ormes, and this is your Astro Vibe for Monday, October 3rd. Today, we are going to discuss 3 ways to live according to your truth, which is just a fantastic topic. But first, yesterday, if you missed it, was just a wonderful conversation between me and another astrologer, Sherry Horn Hassan, who I have studied together with at the Stephen Forrest programs, and that we got to know each other that way. We're very in sync in the way we think about astrology, and Sherry just had some wonderful contributions to make to how we're looking at all of this. And we dove into what's coming up in terms of eclipses. So eclipses are, alignments of the sun, moon, and earth around a new moon or full moon that create a shadow. So something's blocking the light, so they're in the same plane. And an eclipse in astrology symbolically gives us like a portal, a gateway that helps us shift, and it can bring significant changes, but also new information, new ways of thinking. It's like a new infusion of energy. So it's like opening a gate to something flowing in or something flowing out that you're ready to be done with, that can be accelerated. And so that eclipse energy is potent and powerful. And we've got an eclipse coming up on election day, November 8th this year, as well as an eclipse that will be 2 weeks prior to November 8th. And both of those eclipses are going to be significant. And so if you missed yesterday's conversation, definitely go check that out, because I think you'll get a lot out of it. And we talked about how women's rights factor in, what it's going to look like as we grapple with as a nation, and for ourselves individually as well as in the collective, how we grapple with these questions of what it means to be part of a democracy, and how we can show up in ways that support our own growth, but also make a contribution to the healing and the evolution of the world around us. And I'm just such a big believer that we are capable human beings. We are capable of creating a world that is fair and just and balanced, and in which we are all able to do the work of actualizing our potential, being creative, experiencing joy and abundance, and living freely in the world. So anyway, that was just a wonderful conversation. I hope you got a chance to listen to all of it. And then today, our topic is 3 ways to live according to your truth. And one of the reasons that we're addressing that topic today is because of the moon's placement. I am always looking at the moon for guidance about what to talk about. And the moon is passing by Pluto, the planet of truth and power. The moon, of course, is in Capricorn right now. And that Capricorn energy is about structures and foundations. So it's how to create a structure and a foundation and a backbone and a way of operating and organizing your understanding of the world into ways that allow you to live more actively, more fully, bringing joy and healing and growth into your life, and engaging in life in a way that you acknowledge. Life is dynamic. Life brings a lot of experiences that can help us learn more about who we are. And that's the gift, and it's really what gives life energy and juice. So we are also just past now the first quarter moon. So when the moon was new in Libra, We planted the seed for the moon cycle, theme being about relationships and how we work together with others in partnerships of all kinds. And so if you missed that, go back and review my my videos from the Libra new moon on back on September 25th. And if you so anyway, so we've gotten to this first quarter, which is the part 1/4 of the way through the moon cycle, and it's the part where we have something to integrate. Something is asking us to step up our game, to make shifts in how we approach things. So we're learning, and we need to grow and adapt. The universe is asking us to step up, to be the person we need to be through our actions, our behaviors, our thinking, our beliefs, and the things that we do in the world, to step it up, to be more fully in alignment with our truth, with who we want to be, who we know we are capable of being when we feel deep into what's important to us. And so those themes today are very much with us as we contemplate what our truth is, and then of course how to live according to that. So number one of the 3 ways to live according to your truth, number 1 is know what your truth is. So that's a great place to start, right? And as much as we might think we know what it is, it can really behoove us to take some time out to think about that and to ask ourselves, what is my truth? What is important to me? What feels true and right? And what is that foundation that I want to have my life based on, and the ways that I move and show up in the world, where do I want that to come from? So is your foundation based in something that is really important to you, something that's meaningful, something that feels really true to you? And so the question is, what is your truth? And the answer simply is, if you feel into it, are the things that you're doing, putting energy into, working on, etc., are they in accordance with your truth? Do they feel juicy? Is it something you're passionate about? Is it something you care about? Or is it something that you're doing because you have to? And sometimes we do things because we have to, and there's nothing wrong with that, because again, I like to say there's nothing wrong with survival, right? Survival is a good first step. So don't get hard on yourself if you're in a rut or a treadmill of having to just meet your survival needs. So it's fine to be there. You're starting there, but also knowing what's important to you. What would you be working on if you could? And then asking yourself, okay, what are some baby steps I could take to be living according to those principles, the things that I value, the things that give meaning and purpose to my life? Okay, so number 1 is know what your truth is. A couple days ago, I guess I was talking about journaling, and how actually Saturday was a really good video too. So about the square, and now that Mercury is direct, we have this possibility to connect more with words and have the words flow a little more easily. So anyway, journaling, brainstorming, all that can be a good way to get in touch with what is true for you, what is meaningful. And so anyway, so number 1 is know what your truth is. Number 2 is to keep yourself centered in that truth. And that is harder than it sounds. It's hard for all of us. We get thrown off center all the time. And that's okay. There's just life brings us storms. It brings us lemons, and we need to make lemonade, right? So keep yourself centered just means recognize when you're off center, and what do you need to do to take care of yourself? Just checking in with yourself. So good ways to keep yourself centered can be having a routine or a daily ritual where you either meditate or take a deep breath and ground yourself in that truth, in what's important to you. Again, you don't have to know how you're going to live according to that truth. You just have to intend. And I've talked before about intention, the power of intention. So having an intention to live according to that truth, taking a deep breath, feeling into your body. This is the truth that I would like to be in the world. And so is that compassion? Is it creativity? Is it freedom? Is it joy? What does it look like for you? And so even if you don't know how to have more of that in your life, just taking that moment to take a deep breath, feel it into your body, just feel joyful for a moment, feel free for a moment. Or if you don't know how to do that, ask yourself, just ask the question, what would it feel like to feel free? Take a nice deep breath. And then just go about your day. So that's a great example of a baby step you can do that can help keep you centered in what's important to you, or at least help you be moving in the direction of understanding what's important to you. Okay, so number 1 is know what your truth is. Number 2 is keep yourself centered in that truth. And number 3 is inevitably you're going to have an experience that takes you off center, that takes you out of the experience of living that truth. So recognize when that is. Notice, oh, I said something that doesn't really feel like me. It's more like my trauma or my protective or reactive mechanisms lashing out. And so that's okay. If you notice yourself getting stressed, if you notice yourself feeling overwhelmed, maybe that's not the truth you want to be living. So just notice that you're getting off center, and then have a practice for bringing yourself back to center. Super easy. A deep breath is a good way to start. Is it, having a daily routine where when you come home and eat dinner, that you let go of the stress of the day and remind yourself of what's important? Or is it some journaling every day to remember what feels like the truth for you, and how that showed up or how it didn't show up during the day, and that just helps your mind process it so you can shift. You can continue the work of living your truth more fully. So there we go. As usual, I went probably a little longer than I meant to, but there you go. 3 ways to live according to your truth. Number 1 is know what your truth is. Number 2, keep yourself centered. And number 3, take a time out or do something to help yourself get back to center when you notice that you're off center. Again, not making yourself bad or wrong, just noticing, hey, I got off center today. Let's do what we can to bring things back. Maybe there's something you could say to someone to apologize. I was not feeling like myself when I said XYZ, or, whatever. And just be that love in the world. Love understands that we're not perfect. Love heals. Love helps us feel safe so that we can move forward. And that's what it's all about. Anyway, thank you. I so appreciate you being with me as we explore these ideas, how they show up in life. And I would love to hear what you think. And if you have any questions, anything you'd like to hear me talk more about, that would be great. I love questions. So share your questions, your comments. Thank you again for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet and you enjoy these videos, I post them every day, and maybe you don't get to them every day, but they're always there for you. And whenever you need them, you can check in and maybe look back and see what was interesting that you may have missed. So thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.